What's up, Astroheads, and thank you for tuning in to my Ride With Me series. Today is all about Virgo. So I have the beautiful Miss Lakeisha in the car with me today. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over some common stereotypes of Virgo and let Miss Lakeisha confirm if those characteristics fit her, maybe give you some additional insight. This is just, we want to make sure we understand people's natures. I think that's going to help everyone. So you ready to get started? All right. So Virgos, they're known as, the perfectionists of the zodiac sign. They're, very humble people. They're go-getters. They have, they like to nurture. They have a nurturing personality, things like that. So jumping right into the first stereotype is Virgos are perfectionists. They like for things, anything they present to the world, including themselves, has to be perfect. Would you say that fit you? Like
100%. And most of the time when I present to the world, isn't still not perfect in my eyes.
Right.
But I just usually conclude this is as good as it's gonna get, or this is something you can't change, you can't go back in time, but yes, it's.
So is that how you deal with the perfectionist thing? Like, even after you present something, you're still analyzing it, you have to come back to yourself and say, hey, that's it, it's out.
It's not gonna get any better, it's done, that person is left, no, you cannot get another picture, you cannot retake, and all that stuff, and
right.
So yeah, if there's anything that I can control, it's definitely going to be perfect. But if there's an element that I can't control, such as time or the individuals that I'm with, then it's like you have to just, let some of that go. But 100%.
Okay.
Yes.
So what about, Virgos, they say they tend to be, they like clean, organized things. So if your home, is it very just clean, everything has its rightful place, where the nail clippers are when it's time to find them, or something minor that you need, everything's where it's supposed to be.
Everything has a place. I will say that after having significant others that are not as clean, or children, or having a pet, I've kind of gotten a little lax over the years, only because it was so bad that it was like, as soon as you got done drinking the cup, I'm right there like, trying to collect it. And my ex-husband said something to me one time, and he was like, we still gotta live.
Right.
Like, we can't just
you'll never sit down. Especially after
we have to live here. And so after he said that to me, I really kind of tried to back off a little bit, and over the years I've gotten better. I've even gotten to the point where, I've worked so much that it might irritate me, like, that everything is not perfect in the house, but I don't either have the time or the energy, and so I've gotten better with age. When I was younger,
your battles now.
Yes, it was bad.
Okay.
Even as a teenager.
That is so funny. So, moving along with the being, everything has to be in its place and stuff like that. Like, Virgos, they say, are known to be just highly critical, I guess, of themselves and others. So this can be as extreme as in the workplace. You're criticizing people's work ethic or their performance, or even as small as we're at the table, you're judging how they're chewing. If they're using a can opener and they're not using it specific to how the instructions say, you may be like, oh, they're not using that how it's supposed to be used. Like, is that you?
Don't get me wrong, I am a nice person, okay? I am a nice person, but that is true.
That's true.
We don't mean to. We all kind of have our, like, when you look at somebody within a matter of seconds, you judge them and you haven't even realized it.
Yeah.
But yes, like, all of that is true. But you can't, things that you just keep to yourself.
So you keep it secret, and maybe you like, if it's really extreme and you really need to, hey, I need to step in and say something, you will.
It depends on my role. So if I'm in there and I'm in a conference call or a meeting and somebody's chewing awkwardly or whatever the case may be, I'm probably not gonna say anything. But if I'm at home,
but you think
sitting with my daughter and she's chewing like a cow, you know, I'm gonna, you know, say, baby, you know, is that what how ladies?
Right. So it's
keep our mouth closed or something like that. It was more like that. You know,
you know proper etiquette, and you know, you just wonder why everybody else like. Why don't you know these things?
It depends on the work. I've had people ask me to critique an essay that they've written or schoolwork, and I have to have that go really good, and I've had it go really bad.
Okay.
Where I have to gauge
balance
the level of critiquing that they want. Because on one time where it went bad, I broke that down, and it was red marks all over that thing. And then there's another time where I see there's a lot of areas of improvement, but I don't want to change their whole paper around, so let me just keep it to the absolutely necessary.
We don't want to destroy the whole thing and you start all over.
And, you know, grammatical errors. I'm not trying to change your whole idea of what they're saying. It just depends on what role I'm playing.
Okay.
How in depth I'm going to go. If it's my job to make sure it's all right, then
okay.
Constructive criticism, and it's not gonna hurt, but you know, I'll let you know, so that way you do know.
Right. Okay. So what about, because even with that, you have Virgos are said to have like a nurturing personality. They are empathic listeners, so I can listen to you speak and really feel where you're coming from, and just I can do without you asking, because I'm intuitive to know what you're needing. Is that how you can describe yourself?
Yes, and that's why, you know, at a glance, you know, they're critical. We are, but the nurturing is what makes it able for us to be able to give you that criticism without like tearing you down. Now we we got some daggers for a tongue, because we know, you know, but the nurturing is, I would say, it comes off more than the critical, at least in me. You know, I'm gonna, you know, tell you in a loving way, or I'm gonna just try to offer help in the area that I know that you know, and just see what I can do to help you. So that is definitely me all day long, and I take the most pleasure and, you know, intrinsic reward from being a nurturer.
Yes, right. So because the thing I've found with people or signs that have intuitive abilities, sometimes it can come with some frustration when it comes to dealing with partners or friends. So if you're intuitive, right, and so you're dealing with a person and you're listening with understanding, or you see that they need something, their practical needs, you're going to do it without asking. And because you're intuitive, you think that, hey, you know, everybody should be that way, right? So if you don't get that same thing back, have you found that to be frustrating in friendships? Because you do things because you know somebody needs it, but then when you feel like you need it, you don't get that back.
I do get frustrated at times. When I was younger, this was a little bit harder, because I feel like I'm putting 100% in. I'm giving you everything. You don't even have to ask me. I'm just gonna do, you know? And so, but I have to remember, everyone is like me, not like you. So I've learned this over the years, where I've tried to be patient, or you know what, if they don't want to do it, it's fine, because I would rather you do it from, you know, a place that you want to do it, not that you feel obligated. So most of the time when I'm doing things, it's not because I want something in return. But yeah, it's nice to have a return when, you know, you're like, oh, you know, maybe they'll help me, I've helped them. But you can't expect that. And so if you expect that, you're setting yourself up for some emotional, upsetting, things. Or when it happens and they do it, then you can receive it with gratitude because because they wanted to. So that's how I try to handle it.
And that's good. But I would say, like, for Virgos who don't know yet, like, that's kind of your superpower, is to just know things. So if you're dealing with people who just don't have that, you may not get it. You may not get those things because they just don't know. Yes. They just and then with the Virgo, right, one of their other characteristics is, they present themselves to the world with perfection. So even if they're going through something, they're not necessarily going to show it or tell you. So it's going to be hard, extra hard, for someone even with intuitive abilities to say, this person needs something from me, because you're presenting yourself like everything is good, because that's your nature. So you also have, would you say that's you first?
I'm gonna try to, at least when I step out into the world, hold my head high, and just dig in till I can come out of whatever it is.
Right.
After I get through it, I can talk about it, and it can be a lesson or a blessing
to help somebody else. Right. And so it could be tough for someone who, if you feel like you need that or want that from a certain friend, I would say a Virgo would need to communicate. Would need to say, hey, I'm feeling this way. If you can, I need this from you. Otherwise, they're not going to know. They're not going to give it to you. So, try not to feel disappointed because they just don't know.
If they're like me, I am, again, age has definitely helped me, because I can, especially in relationships and friendships, I can tell you, hey, listen, I'm upset right now.
Right.
Just give me a minute.
Give me some time.
Give me a minute. Instead of, I don't want to lash out.
Right.
I hate losing control of my feelings or anything. But if there are any Virgos out there like me, you're probably not gonna say anything. You're probably gonna try to internalize it and just deal with it on your own, and maybe talk about it when you come through it. But sometimes, that's hard. I find it very difficult to express my emotions, because when I have heightened emotions, that's when people want you to express them. Well, what's wrong? What's wrong? And then I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I'm just irritated right now. I'm frustrated. And I might know a little bit, but I'm not ready to say it yet. So I just have to try to deal with it.
Okay.
And then I'll come out.
So for you and for a friend or a partner is, you communicate to them, hey, give me a second to get through it, and then your partner or your friend just needs to, hey, understand, hey, it's not about me, maybe about me, but let me give her a minute to come and talk to me. Like, what advice?
Both. It's that, like, don't, keep poking at it, but at the same time, if I have, like, especially my significant other or friend, if they're like, I know something's wrong, or just come give me a hug or something, I'm probably gonna do the ugly cry, but it's like, I want that support, so I might try to push you away and handle it myself. But if you stay with me or try to, love on me, I'll take that. I might not be able to speak on it, but I'll take the hug, or I'll take, just...
That's good. That's good insight. Okay, so yes, just give me a minute. Still show me love. Still show me that you're there. If
leave me alone, but you can still be around.
They need to know it, because some people don't know what to do with that energy. Like, I don't know what to talk to her. I don't know if I talk to her, she's gonna go off on me, or if she would appreciate it. So it's good for people to understand that. So that's good. Okay. And so next, Virgo, people are just very independent, right? They can stand on their own 2 feet, but they very much love to be in relationships or have friendships. So they can stand on their own, but they do want partnership, with somebody who's as goal oriented or ambitious as they are. You would say that's correct? So can I ask you, with being an independent woman, right? but you do still want a relationship. And so how does that balance out? How has that balanced out in relationships that you experience? How do men react to that with you? How do you make sure that, yes, I am independent, but I do still love you? And how has that worked out for you?
Rules.
Okay.
I've set rules for myself, or I'll just go ahead and set that expectation
right from the beginning.
Because I feel like, especially in relationships, I feel like guys get it bad because we want everything. Oh, he needs to be helping paying my bills, and he needs to be doing this and all that. And that's I agree. Mm-hmm. But if you're my husband, if you're just my boyfriend, like, I don't feel that it's your job.
Right.
To come in and pay my bills. This house and this car and these bills is going to have to get paid whether you were here or not.
Right.
So I feel like it's both. They might like that a little bit, but then they get frustrated when they want to help, and I won't. It's hard. It's hard for me I would much rather give than receive. And if you're not my husband and you're trying to help me out with a bill or something, like, it's just very uncomfortable. Right. And so I'm just gonna try to do everything myself. Right. And I feel like, I don't know, it's a defense mechanism too.
Yeah.
If I let somebody come in and
then
try
now
to pay
they control something. Right.
So I'm gonna need to be able to make an executive decision.
Right.
And say, get to stepping if I need to.
Right.
But if I'm dependent on you, or become dependent because I need your assistance,
right,
then I can't do that.
Right. And I understand that, right? So now it's different from boyfriend, or if we're in a union and we have, because people define what they want their union to be. It doesn't have to be some kind of role. We're teammates. So it's, the woman may be able, we go half on whatever because we want some big giant house, or something like that. So I'm going to go half with you and pay more because I want to live this way. I want these things in the house. So people they do what's best for them in their situations. But definitely I get what you're saying as far as there's a difference between boyfriend, and if we're in a union, then we define what that union's going to be like and follow it.
As I'm getting older, some of these are becoming a little bit more flexible. Mm-hmm. It's just, my mom told me to go get my own. And even in my first marriage, I didn't really do that. I tried to be the homemaker, tried to be the wife, and I loved it, but I always felt like I needed to go get, something of my own. Mm-hmm. So, now I'm pursuing that. It's just, I want to bring something to the table. I don't want to just have my hand out and my man has to be able to have all this and this and that, and I'm bringing nothing, or I can't barely support myself. I want us to be a team and to build together. Right.
We can get out here and get this money together.
Correct.
But it's other stuff we want to make sure that we are on the same page.
Right. And so again, it all goes back to expectation. If I expect a boyfriend to do all these things that a husband should do, and then when he doesn't, I'm upset, but he really shouldn't be doing that anyway. That's on me.
Right.
You're not my husband, and I don't want to set myself up for failure. We living together and boyfriend and girlfriend, and something happened, I can't even come in the hospital room.
Right.
I can't put life insurance in your name.
Girl.
I can't insure you. And that can hurt me later on.
It can.
So I think about all of that.
Yes.
So it's just, that might be too much to think about, but
oh no,
to flat out say, if you're my boyfriend, I'm not asking for nothing. Except your time, all the free stuff, time, attention, and love. That's all I'm gonna ask for, at that stage.
Okay.
But men, they always try to do more, but it's not a requirement. If I take you or I invite you somewhere, it's on me.
Absolutely, I'm like that.
And if you invite me, I'm looking at you like, well, you wanted to go.
Right.
So you got this, right?
Right.
But I think that's fair. I don't think it should all be.
I agree with that. I totally agree with it. Okay. And so Virgos are 100% type people, right? So if I'm entering into a relationship, a marriage, or if I'm starting a project, if I'm starting a job, I'm gonna put 100% of myself in this job, because I'm a perfectionist. I want to make sure it comes out right. I want to make sure my marriage is good. I want to make sure my project or whatever I'm putting my energy into or putting my name on is good. Would you say that's how you are, or you know?
Yes, yes, ma'am. So I'm finding that things like that are more difficult, because I did have my hands and do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that, do a little bit of that, but it's getting harder and harder to do that. And so I'm finding that I'm just having to focus on a couple of like my top 4 initiatives in business and work and stuff like that. But yeah, I want things to be right. I want things to be successful. That's the same way I go about doing business with my clients. If they're not succeeding, then I don't feel like I am. So yeah, that's me.
Okay.
I can't argue with that.
Okay.
Because
so I did see that Virgos they see everything, right? Smallest little things, and they may not say anything, but if stuff is happening to them, they may not say anything for a while, but then all of a sudden, pop.
so would you say at the absolute wrong time? Yes. I mean that could be anybody, but I would say 99% of the time I'm internalizing my feelings, or I'm internalizing them and then I'm planning to address them in a way that is more agreeable than what my emotions might tell me to do. So I like to think things through,
right?
Because if I don't, then I'll end up saying something or doing something that I'll regret,
or that may come off, I guess, to someone else as offensive, when it may not be like for you, but like to them it's like Kobe Bryant, R.I.P. to Kobe Bryant, but he would say, I think he said at one point that Shaq, like if Shaq gave 100%, or if he was working out, he would be the greatest player in the league, right? He was himself feeling like he was given a compliment by saying, this man didn't really work out or practice a lot, and he was a beast on the court, and if he would have did this, he would have been greater. He would have been the greatest player in the league. But to Shaq, that came off as he was taking a shot at me. So I guess that would be like a typical Virgo. I'm analyzing down to the science of, man, if you just put this much more into what you're doing, you could be, anything. You could be great. Like, I think that was a definite Virgo. I'm analyzing you, saying what could make you greater, but you're taking it as I'm saying that you're not good, or you didn't do what you were supposed to do when you were in the league.
Well, I don't know if it has anything to do with me being a Virgo, but I don't see anything wrong with what Kobe Bryant said.
Right.
He's just letting him know that there's still room for growth.
Right.
And if Shaq got offended by that, it's probably because he knows that to be true.
Right.
That the truth hurts.
Right.
And maybe Kobe's asked him to go to a couple of practices and he hasn't. If he's upset about that, it's because he feels like he's maybe letting himself or doing an injustice to himself a little bit, but maybe doesn't want to, own that.
Right.
He's gonna put it on Kobe, but
yes. And Kobe,
he's just telling you, you could be even greater than what you are.
Right.
You just focus just a tad bit more.
Yes. And I think it was just misunderstood, and he took it in offense. But Kobe's known as one of the greatest to ever do it, and it's because of that perfectionist quality that he was always, in the gym and working. Like, he bought that helicopter so that he could get to practices, make sure he had balance and stay home with his family, and then not, be in traffic, because he wanted to make sure he was in gym at a certain amount of time to even probably practice before everybody else got there. Allen Iverson said this one thing about him when he was about to play him in some playoff game or something, that before they were about to play, Kobe came, picked him up, they went out to dinner, and after they ate, he took him back to the hotel, and Kobe asked him, what you about to do? He said, I'm about to go to the club. And he asked him, what you about to do? He said, I'm about to go to the gym. about to practice. I'm about to prepare. You know, he about to go and prepare because we got this game tomorrow. I know that you're good, but I'm focused. You know, I'm not gonna be like hungover tomorrow when we playing this playoff. We finna like get in here and get to it. So yeah, so I think that's the thing that put him over the edge. That's definitely a Virgo thing. And since I'm on like Virgo stars, Beyonce, anything that she's gonna put out, right, girl, she's gonna plan it. Yes, she's gonna plan it to the T. It's gonna be perfect. She gives her, you watch her perform and dance, like she's giving 110%. Ankle broke, you know, whatever's happening, she's up there and she's giving it. Also, you know, you don't know nothing about Beyonce unless you finna give her a bag for her to tell you her story. So it's, you know, you gonna always see her in her perfection, right? You're not gonna see her sweat. And if she's been through something and I'm sharing it with you, I've already dealt with it. And give me some money and I will tell you this story.
Documentary about it. Then she don't talk about it. But you know what? She is my Virgo idol. I wouldn't say just Virgo idol, but just idol because she just looks like you don't know anything about it.
You
but
don't.
She to me represents you making all the right choices.
Right.
You know, and just continuing to work hard.
Work hard.
That's why I love her.
She doesn't really respond to like no negativity. You know, all the stuff that comes out about her, she keeps it clean and you know, calm, and she goes about her business. She's gonna do her performances. She's gonna give you 110%. You getting your money's worth if you paying her for something. So I definitely, Beyonce is great. Representation of what a Virgo person is.
And like her, you know, until recently, I would say you didn't online. Okay, kids. Okay, check. Okay, she's working. Okay, but you didn't really know what was going on.
Yes.
And so, you know, Travis is a little bit more, you know, open.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so that, you know, is open.
Yes.
And so
Right.
it could be uncomfortable at times because we're
It's
just
not
enjoying each other, or
right.
you know, I don't always plan on, you know, posting something, or mainly, you know, I'll post his stuff,
Right.
you know, and try to leave myself out of it.
Yeah,
And now I
I'm
feel
kinda
like
like that too.
I'm getting maybe put in the front a little bit, and
Yeah.
so it's very uncomfortable.
And you know, that comes with the territory also of dating someone who's a public person, somebody who's a performer and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's their life. So if they're, you know, chronicling their life, you're a part of that. So you just kind of have to. So I wanted to ask you about that. Like, how do you know, I guess deal with someone who's in the entertainment industry? I know you just said it was uncomfortable for you, I guess, now you're more in the spotlight because he's in the spotlight. How else do you feel about that? Because his sign is he's a Scorpio, right? So, you know, a Scorpio person, you know, period, they attract a certain attention. They can be working at Burger King and get attention because it's just their nature. They have this energy that they attract people. So just on a massive scale now, this person is, you know, this public singer. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with women are times 10, you know, paying attention to him?
Well, I would have to say in business, our business meshes very well together because of what I do in media and TV.
Mm-hmm.
I've helped a lot of people in the entertainment industry, and so we end up meeting or knowing the same people at shows, or you know, it just like somehow they've ended up blending together without us even trying, because he's trying to do his mission and I'm on my mission,
Right.
and you know,
They
we're
just
crossing the same people, and so
yeah.
the business side works very well. I would say on the other side, that's what helps it, because I know the behind the scenes and, you know, and the entertainment and the women and, you know, backstage. And so I know that, you know, when you're on stage, you know, he's Tonio Armani. When he's a public figure, when he's with me, he's Travis Scott.
Right.
So I would say that it comes from me, one, being secure enough in what we have in our relationship. I've never been a jealous person, so that makes it a little bit easier. But he also, for all those little thoughts in the back of my head, he's also very open with how he loves me and very reassuring, you know. And so he makes it easy because, and then I'm excited for these girls because, you know, I was a fan, you know, with them. So I know how they feel when they get excited and they want a picture, and I'm just as happy for them. You know, so there's nothing I can really take from it unless somebody's just being disrespectful, which hasn't happened yet. And even if they do, you know, take a picture and they just happen to be rubbing right here for a little longer than they're excited. I'm not thinking about me. They're just thinking about, oh my goodness, I'm with him. And so I don't get offended by all that. And I'm there at every show, and he coming home with me. What's to be mad at?
Right. And because I also have a Scorpio man who's in the entertainment industry, so I definitely understand that. And we know it comes with, I guess, the territory of being out in the open. Like, women are gonna buy into, you know, the character of what they're presenting, their voice and their
goal.
So but as long as you two have, we have this understanding, we're following what we have, we're making sure we're maintaining what we have going on, then all else is good. It's about that, being secure in yourself, and then y'all maintaining communication and understanding. Okay, so that's good.
The same thing, because, you know, I might be, you know, backstage or helping a promoter, or I might be with another artist, you know, that's major. I've worked with a few. So, and the same thing.
Now, Scorpios are known to be jealous, though. You said you're not, and I didn't see anything about Virgos having jealous nature, but Scorpios, well, that's one of their characteristics. So how do you deal with that if, you understand, you know, you don't have a jealous nature, but he does. So if you were talking to promoters, or you have to deal with men on a daily basis because that's your job, how does that work with y'all?
Yes, most business owners are men. And most people who drive things behind the scenes in the entertainment industry are men. So I will have to say that it's the same way. I would say he does have, you know, a little bit more of a, you know, I don't know if it's a man thing or, you know,
I think it's
a thing, or a little bit of both. But again, I'm just like, honey, I don't want him.
You have to do, you have to reassure.
I'm with you. Okay, I'm going over here because I'm trying to
This is work.
And that is it. That is it. Like, I can stand in the front of another star and appreciate everything that they are in that star. You know, and I can enjoy that moment and you know, be all giddy, but I know who I want to be with, who I'm going home with, and, you know, don't misconstrue it. Like, it's you know. Like, if I'm with you, I don't know if they say anything about Virgos, all that. If I'm with you, I'm with you. And if I feel like there's some weakness there, or I don't see a future with you, then I will sit down and have a conversation. So I need it to be
straightforward.
And I need us to be on the same page. So I will take you out on a date to break up with you.
We doing this in person.
I will with you.
I feel like that's how
safe. You can't yell at me like you want to, can you? No, but then it just makes it change the scenery. If you're at home, y'all gonna go back and forth, you know, trying to get away from each other, but you're not, you know, in a more formal setting, you know, other people, it makes you maintain your level of voice, unless you're just dealing with somebody a little crazy. You know,
still public is safe though. You can get away, maybe somebody step in and save you, you know.
But if I have to have that conversation with you, you know it's coming. And I probably had a couple, you know, because I really believe in communication. So, you know, I'll sit you down over the smallest thing and be like, you know, it might be dumb, but
Right.
You know, or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, I'm gonna sit you down, and because I want you to understand, I can't hold you to anything that you don't know.
Right.
So
Absolutely. And the one thing about Virgos, they're ruled by Mercury, which is communication. So you're very good at communicating. You're very good at whatever your feelings are when you're able to articulate it.
once I collect them.
Right. To articulate it how that person understands, or even if you're speaking to a massive amount of people, you're able to articulate yourself to where people are understanding where you come from, because you're ruled by Mercury, which is makes you great at communication.
I wouldn't say that. I would say that Travis is better with, articulating his emotions than me. He can write them down. He can turn them into a song. He can do whatever. No, I gotta sit there and think and be upset for half a day, and then try to play a conversation in my head, and I frustrate myself because I guess I'm hard on myself, and I'm still human, and sometimes the emotions I have don't make sense. And when they don't make sense, I can't talk about it, and if I can't talk about it, then I just have to wait until they do. And most of the time they don't make sense until you calm down.
I would say that makes total sense in the fact that you're an earth sign, right? Very practical, very putting things in order to be able to articulate them. And when because I would say Kieran is good at expressing his emotions as well. Scorpio people are water signs. They're intuitive, emotional at their nature, right? So they understand emotion. They understand the feelings of others, and they can express those things really like at a soul level to people to where they understand it. So I totally, it makes sense that you're saying, you're making it tough because you're just an earth sign. That's your characteristics. And then for them, that's just their shit. They can do that.
Can let it flow.
Right. They can, yes. And so I would say, Virgo, Scorpio at their higher forms, depending on where they are in their journeys, you put water and earth together, you grow things. So, right. So you can, just for other people who are in a relationship, Virgo, Scorpio, it's just some characteristics. Water, earth, you can grow things, stay in those higher natures. Use what's good about you to make sure you make your relationship work. Virgo, you're great at communication. Water sign Scorpio, you're good at emotion and expressing those. So use those things to help y'all just be the best that you can be. And the most important thing you need in a relationship, period, is communication. So if you have that, that's one of the things that's gonna make sure that y'all go the distance, I would say, period. So I think that's great. I would say, like with Scorpio people, they, you don't know who they are in totality for a long time, because they carry all of their experiences, because they're emotional, on their shoulders. They can literally remember it like it was yesterday. They really carry them. So they're gonna reveal themselves in layers, but it depends on, them being able to trust you, right? And so when I finally peel off that last layer and you looking at my soul, are you still here? Do you still love me the way you did before you saw who I am? So they're ultimately looking for that from you. So just, you can't rush that, so don't be stuck on it. But that's what it's going to be.
Layers. I feel like there's just probably one or two layers that I haven't.
Okay.
I feel like there's some sides he hasn't let me see.
Right.
You think I'm gonna run.
Right.
It might be scary.
Right.
Water can flow just as easy and just as easy and sweet and calm. But water can be a tsunami.
Yes.
And so I think the tsunami is what I haven't seen, and I hope that maybe I don't bring it out. But if anything, I've tried to help him.
You can ground.
Flow,
so you're earth.
So he ain't tsunami and everybody.
Right.
He's a dang old. He's a tsunami.
Right. I can totally.
I'm trying to.
Right.
So if anything, I haven't seen that side, and I know I will eventually.
You will, as long as y'all
trying to make sure I don't bring it out.
Right.
I'm probably gonna like it just a little bit, depending on what it is or how he does it.
Right.
For some reason, I like contact sports like boxing and UFC and people getting beat up.
So you ready?
It's so entertaining. So if he had to beat somebody up on the inside, I'd be like, baby, no, stop. But on the outside, on the inside, I'll probably be like,
girl, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you want to, if anybody want to poke at a Scorpio.
I don't want to poke it.
Not you. I'm saying even if you watch him, you know, somebody else poking at him and it brought out something. Because I would say from experience of watching somebody poke at a Scorpio or poke at, you know, my Scorpio, it's, you know, it's like point of no return. So it's not really a good, you know, thing to poke at someone, you know, who would get that way. And it's like, okay, I can't turn this off, you know, at this point. So I think I definitely be wanting mine to like, yeah, let's
everybody has blackout.
Stay calm.
I've definitely had blackout moments, and I wouldn't say that I'm physically violent against maybe somebody else, especially since I got older. But I can be destructive. I have been. If I feel like I can't take it out on you physically, then I might take it out on things.
Okay. Okay.
They're replaceable.
Right.
You know, or something. I would say that if a Virgo irate will probably be destructive. If you just laughing at myself in the blink of an eye, right? They'll be done, and then it'll be like,
okay, I'm good now. I got that energy off me.
Yeah, like immediately. There's no like decline, you know, where you come down slowly. It's like ha, and then
okay.
So that's why I take so much time to try to, you know, think before I act or before I speak. But if you let that tongue get the going, I will tear you down with my words, and I don't even have to use profanity.
Right. You gonna cut them down with all that stuff that you observed about them, right? That you ain't said, that you done kept to myself.
So people are like, man, you got daggers. Your words are so sharp, right, and heart piercing, right, that it just makes you want to kill yourself. Right. Because if I have to have that type of conversation with you, you probably hurt me deeply, right? And yeah, I'm not gonna make you feel bad by calling you, you know, a piece of shit. I'm gonna make you feel bad by telling you what you are without using profanity. Okay. Break it down for you. Horrible person, or they'll just look at me like, I can't believe you said that. But I didn't call you a name. I didn't call you out of your name. I didn't, you know, it's one of those things.
You just seen everything. You've observed everything, and you pulling it out in your arsenal.
But not your secrets. Not your secrets. Right. Just, I don't know, those I guess those critical things that that you
like
I done try to help your ass.
Terrible. You ain't got nowhere in life because you do this, and that's what's holding you back, and you're gonna never, you know, you gonna really cut them with that, right. And then they probably already know that stuff about themselves, and it's like, oh my God.
I have had moments like that in my head where I want to tell some people off, like, I know why you're mad. I do. I would be mad if I were you. I would. But yeah.
Okay, so since that's your current relationship, we spoke about like some signs that Virgos would go with, and I would say for all signs, you're good with your element, and then you're good with water, because you know, like I said, water, earth. So you're good with Capricorn, Taurus, and then you would be good with Cancer and Scorpio. Those are water signs.
I've dated a Capricorn, which is probably one of the most painful relationships I ever had. I have never dated a Virgo. I've dated a lot of Libras. For some reason, more Libras than anything. Even my best friend, you know, is a Libra.
Would you say that's good? Because Libras are air. signs, and they're not the most common. And like I said, you don't have to, you can love anybody, you can be friends with anybody. It's just knowing, hey, we may either go really good together if you're one of these signs, or I may have to take an extra step to make sure that we're staying in line. So I know that you're air, and I know that we may not, you know, our energies don't flow just natural, but because I know what your characteristics are, I've learned you, this is what we need to do for each other to work together, whatever we are, to each other.
Say the only, in summation of all the Libras, that mine is the best friend Libra, that's like a different topic. I would say that Libras are just they're pleasure seeking and like the first. And so for me, I'm all fine. I'm fine with, you know, pleasure. That's great, but you know, you gotta handle your business first. And I feel like that pleasure-seeking nature causes conflict, because I want to handle business first, and then when you tend to do what's fun or what you want first, you put the things that you need to do to the side. And
Right.
so, in both of those relationships, I would say, like, they just didn't have enough go get it.
Right, because that's what a Virgo
or
needs.
because they want to do what feels good, even if it's nothing.
Right.
And just sitting around and it's good to talk about it. And I get frustrated because I don't want to hear you talk about it. I want to help you do it, but I'm not going to do it for you.
Wow. So I would say that's in essence probably the thing that's bad about, I guess, a Virgo and a Libra thing, because Libras, they're about the balancing of the scales. So they'll let stuff go and not really want to attack an issue. They also are super indecisive, right? And so if they have something as big as what am I going to major in or what to eat for the day, they cannot make a decision. So they kind of rely on their team and people that because they're very charismatic and easy to make friends. So they kind of rely on the help of their team to help them make certain decisions. But I understand how that would conflict with an earth sign. When
you gotta get up, you gotta lead the team. You can't, don't throw me an idea or throw me a problem, because I'm gonna throw a solution back at you.
And then expect for you to kind of jump on that solution and do it yourself. And right.
Yeah, in my younger days, I probably would have tried, but now I'm to the point, I will help you. I will go hard for you. I'm with you, but I cannot do it for you because I got my own that I'm doing. But I want us both to win. So yeah, I'll help you, but I can't do it for you. And that's something I had to learn over time.
Right.
You know, but literally super Virgo Keisha over here trying to, start two careers. I would have done it, in my or tried to in my 20s. It's just not gonna work.
Right.
So I'm old enough to know now that I'm here to support you in everything that you want to do. If it's right, but I'm not gonna take on that burden because this is your dream. I have my own. I'm gonna still work towards mine, but I'm
right.
So other than that, it's just been Virgos and Capricorns. But my baby is my oldest son, he's a Taurus, and my daughter is a Cancer.
Okay. So that's good.
Yes.
Yeah. So you got your earth and your water. And your baby, she's a Cancer. She's gonna be, really sensitive, and you're gonna be able to, you're intuitive and things like that. So you're definitely gonna be able to, yeah. And like, and Capricorns, they're actually, because they're earthy but it depends on all signs what where they are in their journey. Because I would say Capricorn and Scorpios, they're not like people like don't play games with them, definitely, because they actually live life. Like Scorpios play chess moves in life by intuition and gut feelings. Capricorns play chess by practical, like,
I feel like they're great manipulators.
Like they're gonna be 10 steps ahead of everyone else because that's how they move. They look at people I don't think they look at love first. If I'm looking for a partner, strategy. So if I'm looking for a partner, it's about what I see in that partner. What do I see us in 10 years if they're going to be helpful to me, and stuff like that. And then, I'm sure love counts, but that's not what they look at first. So they're just very much about strategy. They're going to be 10 steps ahead of everyone else. That's where they're looking to be. They're looking about, making money and stuff like that.
And that's what I felt about dating Capricorn. I felt like we would be that power couple. But we would be the power couple, but there wouldn't be much love power.
Right.
Or like we would be on top of the world in business and just killing it. But our relations, I mean, there's love there, obviously, but being able to express it, somebody has to be, the teddy bear, or like even now when I'm very, affectionate. I'm just not good with words, or saying it all the time, or like I show you, and so I felt like when I was, Capricorns neither one of us is saying it,
right?
And we just working.
It can come across yes. Okay.
Like, of course I love you, I'm helping you, but if you're not saying it and just expressing it, but everything is about business, I feel like love falls by the wayside.
Okay,
and I don't really want that either.
That is good. Okay, so the last part is I want to tell you what the Virgo superpowers are. And your superpower, one of them is your analytical nature. As long as you're keeping it in balance, is I want to start this business, or I want to start this project. You want to go down from the start to the very minute details of that project, just to make sure that you have everything in order. Also, what is this going to cost me? Is this going to make me money? I'm going to check, the markets to see if people are buying this product, or if people need this service, and how much am I putting in, how much overhead, how much whatever is, if I do this, is it going to benefit me in the end? So using that analytical nature to something like this, also, to help yourself and to help other people. Also, your next superpower is your intuitive ability about earthly shifts, about you can just feel when something is about to change. If I'm about to open this business, or I have this business and I feel like, hey, in a little while, I feel like this product is not going to be useful. Like, we need to sell this now, or we need to completely reinvent what this company provides because this product is no longer going to be needed. You're going to be able to, or you have that ability to just know it, so don't second guess it. When you feel like something is right or it's not going to be correct and I need to make a change, I need to sell this, or I need to rework it, follow that because it's right. That's something that Virgos have. And your intuitiveness about business and stuff like that, and about people. You know what people need. You have the ability to be of service to others. So if you're an empathic listener and things like that, what this person needs, you can do, what's necessary to help them. So that's definitely a superpower. I think that's it. So your intuitive abilities, also maintaining your personal power. You have the ability to stand on your own 2 feet, and you have the ability to work with a partner, or be in a group. So it's just your ability to be able to just be you, or to work with others to go with a common goal and to accomplish things. So I think those 3 things are what's great about Virgos. And I would say you in particular, I add up your birthday. Yep, I'm a creeper. If I'm working with somebody, I do that stuff. I look at your sign, I'm gonna add up your birthday to see what your life path number is, just to see if, okay, can I work with this person? Or if we have energies that may not work well together, I'm looking at their nature to see, okay, well, what do I need to do to make sure we can work well together? And so your birthday equals up to an 8. So you probably have been through a whole bunch of stuff in your lifetime, right? That you know what it feels like to survive through the ups and downs in life. So this, only reason why I'm mentioning numerology in this video, because that's a separate thing, is because I feel like it goes with the nature of a Virgo and the way that they know when things are going to be good, when things are going to be bad. So to follow that instinct with you having a life path to go through things and survive, just make sure to follow that instinct. And you have that life path number. It's just so important because you have the ability to manifest money, to be in control of other people's money, right? But you also will go through down periods, which you've probably already done that. So now that you know that I can go through a down period and I can survive, you have a certain energy about you when you walk into the room of confidence because you survived something that did not kill you, right? Mm-hmm. And so a person like that, a person who's going to be put in a position of power to be able to manage other people's finances or finances of their own, the universe throws those things at you to make sure that you're in your integrity. They make sure that a person who, you have the responsibility. So you're gonna be in a position where you can help others. You can give advice because I done been through this. I done walked through the fire. Let me give you something that can help you. Like if I do the numerology, I'll invite you back so we can just dive like really into like growing up with this life path number. But like I said, you're held to a certain responsibility, right? The universe is holding you to a certain standard. So you, yes, my karma is instant too, and it's because it's holding you to a higher level of you have to have integrity. We're putting you in charge of things like finances, other people's money, wealth, and you need to be at a standard of how to handle it, right? You making sure to a T all the documents are dotted, signed correctly, because we gonna test you. We're gonna send the IRS after you. We're gonna send something that's gonna make sure your documents being checked, and you are the one, like nobody else ain't getting checked, right? You probably even had that growing up. Like people do stuff, and you can't do it.
They living their best life.
Right. As soon as you do it, you get caught. Right. It's just not your path to do that. You have to always walk in your integrity. And it's it's something about, like I said, a person that can walk in a room, who's been through some stuff, right? And know that no matter what I go through, even if I'm down, you're gonna see me back again. I'm gonna be good. I'm hunkering down until I come back up. And so as a Virgo, having knowledge of the shifts in relationships, it's gonna be good, it's gonna be bad. Business, it's gonna be good, it's gonna be bad. How I feel, how I look today is gonna be good. From week to week, maybe good, maybe bad. It's just those things. So when you feel something's about to change internally, and you can do something to make sure that because you got that life path number, it's not as bad when it's come down to the down period. Follow the intuition, because it can do nothing but help you in the future. But I just went into numerology because the 8 life path I felt, went with Virgo being able to know what shifts. And I think that could help her in particular because she has that life path. So, yes.
Made decisions about walking. What I say all the time is walking in my truth. Like I have to.
You have to.
If I don't, it comes. I've been saying it for the longest. It comes back to me immediately.
Yes.
And I'm tired of doing. I have done. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect. Yeah, but when I do, even if it's the smallest thing, it comes right back.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what?
And
that's what I get.
Me too.
I
I'm
knew
like,
better.
okay, this life is
But
not
it's not
for me.
fair.
Oh, and so that was it for today with Virgo. I hope we gave you guys some good insight on the Virgo personality with beautiful Miss Lakeisha here. So if you want to follow Lakeisha further, how can they follow you? Do you have any business page, anything you want to shout out? Give it to them.
Instagram is like business Personal, and that's LKEE_LKEE. So LKEE_LKEE. And on Facebook, you can find me under Lakeisha Fowler. That's my personal page, and my business page is Renee Tech Sarah. And then it's linked to Renee's targeted cable TV and digital advertising. That's my official business page. So it's a lot. Yeah. Whichever one you want to see, it's different. Yeah. For Instagram, you do different things for different audiences. I got a lot of family on Facebook. I got a lot of coworkers on certain accounts. So
I agree with that. It can
go either way. Snapchat is totally, my coworkers can't be on there. So yeah, I gotta express myself somewhere.
Right.
But yeah, okay. Y'all come find me, come follow me, come check me out. I'll follow you back. Like, I'm not bad. You know how some people you follow,
they won't.
And they'll unfollow you,
right?
Or they can't follow back because their numbers got to be high. And I'm just like, okay,
right? Yeah. Okay, so y'all check her out. That's right. Some Virgo stuff there. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next episode.